For some reason my video switched off when I was finalising some of these things, so I'll just carry on now to give you what I was saying. I'd finished this off here and showing you the band here. I'll just do this one now, just a very quick one. As I mentioned before, this is the way I travel with my Engraver. Here, I could do these shapes here, like that. Well, it doesn't matter really. You see, it's just a matter of building these up, like so. And I'll do this like so. Now I was going to come off here, because it's a grown plant. It does what it wants. It's got another little growth coming here. We got this to fill in here. You got all different endings we could use, but we're just going through maybe the traditional, just to save time. I could come off here again. It could go around just there, but I like to put these little things in like so here. This is my Engraver working as I used to work, like so. We never used to draw out. You see, I was a worker to get the work out. We didn't have very high prices at the Keller, and those, you know, we didn't have. I didn't know how much to charge for the work, so when I came out, I was fairly ignorant, and it's a speed that they wanted the things turned out. They didn't want me to be a fancy engraver. They wanted me to be a hack engraver, like so. So all the time, if you had to scribe out every little leaf like I see people doing, it would be time consuming. It's just like I'm using my pencil now. We got used to the idea of drawing with the Engraver as you came down, so that saved hours and hours of work. You know, I never designed any gun myself. It went straight on like this. Or with my etched guns, it was the same. I just put a little thing in, I got an idea like that. Of course, it was, you are restricted on a gun to the various shapes of the thing, you know. But this is just showing you now, if I was to do a design, I could fill all this in. You see, it goes like that, and I have areas that I could fill in again, like down here. Although I've still got a ghost of the backbone there, but it's the filling in's the main thing I'm trying to say. Now see, it's too thick now because I got this here. I should be using, if I used it on the edge, as I say, underneath the, it's a bit awkward sitting at this angle. My eyesight isn't so brilliant as it used to be when I was a youngster boy. I had pretty good eyesight. I could see a heck of a lot. I was looking at some of Marcus's, my son's work, that he's done on the microscope, and wow, if only I'd had a microscope. Only. But there again, I might have been restricted to be putting too much in at the time. You've got, the only thing you had, or I had, was what I was given. So if a customer didn't demand anything, you didn't know what to do. Nowadays, they've seen so much of the varieties of engravers around, they can decide what type of thing they would like. And because we've got all this technology now to get realistic animals or realistic things on, and you could download, you can do all these types of things, so in the past, we can say really your customer was just as ignorant because they didn't know what there was on the market. A lot of the old master stuff had died out, and they were shooters, and It was just to cover a gun. It made a gun look pretty, but the majority of them didn't know. They weren't collectors at the time. They were shooting people. Now, that's how at the end of my, or shall we say, a third at the end of my career, that's when I started to get people that demanded a bit better stuff. And it was a bit late, but the majority of the stuff was just like commercial. You know, I didn't even see some of the customers. The gun makers just said, "Can you put this on?" And I did it. I see other engravers, and they had all this very interesting type of subjects, but because I was fast and I could put little dicky birds on fast and things like that, when I see, wow, these beautiful game scenes, you know, big game and other things, I think I could have done that. But at the time, there was no demand for it. Nobody seemed to think that way. So you only more or less constricted by what your customer gives you. Well, that's showing you. I'll leave you for now. I'll say goodbye.